Greetings, one and all, to this week's episode of Tenno Clock. I'm not going to screw up the intro this time, I'm just going to get to it. I am Xeno, joined by our regular co-host, Murder Dr. Loz. This is episode 338, and we're going to go straight into emblems.
Cool.
Look how fast that was.
Yes, efficiency, that's what we like. So my emblem this week is some beer or some beverage in a beer glass surrounded by stars on a green background with a gold border. And yours is some sort of stretched, deformed...
It's not stretched or deformed, it's just sad harrow.
So sad, so stretched.
It's not stretched. Stale. If you want a chance to win 150 platinum for your platform of choice, go into the description below where you'll find a Google form with these two emblems. Select the one you like the most, and in 2 weeks' time, you could have a chance of winning 150 platinum. Please make sure that you spell your in-game name correctly, because if it's wrong, DE ain't going to be able to find you. And good luck, I suppose. Yeah. So moving on. Dojo dusting.
We actually tried to start face rig this time.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work. Very sorry. We've both got it installed, both got it running, both pixel our faces, but Discord will not pick it up. It just gives us black screens. We will keep trying.
So on a side tangent, mine kept on assuming my mouth was open because it always detected the top of my mouth as the top of my mustache. It's just like, I don't want to shave for this.
Could you just get some like green dots and just sort of no one would see it.
Yeah, it would probably help it monumentally. But it was just funny because like I was going to do the heavy from TF2 and his face was just like the entire time. And like my eyebrows apparently like his brow just sort of like collapsed off the sides of his face. It was what the hell's going on? But unfortunately, yes, we couldn't actually get it to work. I spent 2 hours trying to get it to work and I couldn't. Decided, fuck it, let's just actually do the show. Right.
Yep.
So dojo dusting, there's going to be another 3 weeks of this at least, so shortened episodes. I'm interested to know how you guys feel about the shortened episodes. I don't know if I've already asked that before. No?
I think so. I think we did it on the first week and people are like, yeah.
But, you know, we do recognize that the number of people watching has diminished, but we...
it's what you
decreased,
expect, you know.
Yes, exactly. That's that was the rest of my
process.
sentence. You know, what do you expect, considering the majority of people are either working from home or furloughed. You know,
for everyone whose benefit, the reason why it's at least 3 more weeks in the UK. At least it might be more. I am expecting it to be till the start of June, because they're probably just seeing how we've got like Italy and other countries are starting to come out of quarantine, and they're going to see how those go and if there's a spike. But I would bet good money here we're probably going to be in quarantine till June, and then only then can Xeno then bring the videos to me to upload. So not much we can do. We're going to have to stay like this. Also, TennoCon is going to be in July. I hope everyone's going to watch it. Hopefully we'll be out of lockdown by then. But yeah. Interestingly, just to point out for Xeno's benefit, I saw a doctor was interviewed, and the question was asked, will I be able to go on my summer holidays? And they said, do not expect to go to trips to other countries and summer holiday sort of trips till September, October at the earliest sort of thing.
Right.
So not even going to go in Canada. So,
you mean maybe we'll get our money back?
That's another issue. But anyway, right, let's move on.
Right, so that's it for Dojo dusting. Moving on to
dusting.
What? Dojo dusting?
Sounded like you said Jojo dusting.
Jojo dusting?
Jojo.
Right, moving on to... God damn it, you broke my brain. Graphs.
Cards.
Yep. So the first one of last week, just a little quick one. Do you watch the Xeno's Gaming and Chill stuff? Loz didn't even know about it. So, 36 people...
Explain.
So, Gaming and Chill is on the main channel. It's literally, literally, it's just me with one other person. They're playing the game. We're just talking. It's about 45 minutes to an hour long. We're just playing a game, and, you know, if you guys want it more constructed, if you want it to be a recurring thing with the same game and the same person, let me know. But it's just to be something else on the show. They are fun and easy to do. They don't take long to render on the new PC. Genuinely, the one that's coming out tomorrow is
this heresy.
What do you want about?
Comment post. Done.
Okay, so the one that I'm releasing, would have been released yesterday, is Doom. On the new PC, it's 45 minutes long. It took 40 minutes to render.
You're doing this for over a month now.
Yeah?
Oh.
But you don't check the channel, so it's fine. So, right, moving on to the next card. Should more Warframes be affected by sentience? 34 people responded to this. 8% said that they didn't care. 23% said no. And 67% said yes. I would certainly like this, but I'd also like Warframe abilities that don't interact with sentience to also be affected. Things like Trinity's Blessing or Oberon's Renewal. Like maybe it's a decreased amount of health that's being returned in the presence of a sentient, or it diminishes the more times you do it in the presence of sentience and things like that. That's something else. The limbo change. So I finally got to do some space missions in Scarlet Spear. One thing I did notice was that there was actually quite a difference with the small minor change to limbo. The fact that the sentience would just come out of the stasis, by wave 5. I noticed it a lot more the higher up we got. Do you have any comment on that?
I think, though, I feel it's wrong to the way it was done to knee jerk and do a change to a Warframe because of an event and basically make it permanent. I feel that my whole feeling of sentience is that they don't resist and become immune to things enough. Yeah. So I can't complain because this is the kind of change I want to see, but I don't like how this change has come about.
Why?
Because it just feels knee jerky to change the event. And if it was like, oh yeah, we want to make this change, we'll wait till after the event to make it.
But the event is a month long.
Yes.
At least.
Yeah.
And limbo was mandatory. Like that you'd do a pubby ship and it was just nothing but limbos because at least one person wanted to take, needed to take limbo.
Even with limbo, it's still pretty straightforward to do. It's just, yeah.
No, but there's still more active.
Have to kill them.
Yeah.
I know they're a bit more active, but I want to see more of these changes. But I want to see them actively make those changes, not make those changes as a result of a knee jerk to
preemptive,
using this
not reactive.
Yes,
that's fair enough.
I like the change. I don't like the basis why they made this change. It's like, this needs nerfing. It's like, no, if they did this before the update, been like, yeah, I have no problem with that. Brought it in just as it's needed. Yeah, I like it. But instead, because it's mid-event, I feel it's made for the wrong intention behind the scenes.
I see where you're coming from.
The question is, do the ends justify the means? Like, I want these ends. I think this is a great change, but I don't like the means of how we got here.
But I don't think it's... Okay, I agree with where you're coming from. I think that, like most things, it was a rush to get it out the door. Which is not a valid excuse, but it's a case of like, do we get the event now or do we get it in like 2-3 months' time?
Can I just get a stick and just have that? Just
what do you want about?
Update from now on? It's an excuse. Sadly, this was a rushed out the door.
Yeah, but I mean, it is though, isn't it?
I know, but it's just so often these days.
I know it's too often, but we'll see what happens.
Yep. Next one.
I mean, I think it would be a real big case with the next update to the Corpus tile set. I mean, if that's, again, another case of rushed out the door, then even I'll be like, no, you guys, you need to slow this down.
Well, I'm hoping that one's got lower expectation to aim at. So if they drop the ball on that one, I'm going to be like, yeah. So let's move on. Next question.
Okay, next question. Should operators be should operators be the focus of an update? Right. 42 people responded. 0% said don't care. 4% said no. 40% said yes, the entire update, and 54% said only part of the update. So that would imply that people still want to see new tile sets, new warframes,
of course, yeah.
But like personally, you know, I think
personally,
I think if they were to do an entire update dedicated to operators, they'd be basically a brand new thing because they'd have to change so much of them.
Oh yeah. Oh, they'd have to rethink the whole thing. But I'm gonna put myself in a different bracket for a different reason. I say yes, the entire update, and it should be that one because, sorry from experience, if you go with only part of the update, what'll happen is they'll also be bringing out a new tile set and a new mob and a new melee weapon at the same time, and you'll end up having to use the melee weapon to do air combos on the new mob to get the resource for the focus update.
Yeah.
So they should just do a thing. This patch is just this, and it's just going to be looking at just the operator. No content, no anything to do it, just all the game. We're just going to work on this, and we're going to do some changes. We're going to do some patches and hotfix afterwards. We're just going to do that. We're not going to but we're going to show. Oh wait, but we can't do that. We're going to combine it with this and this and this until we make this horrible amalgam thing that will eventually separate in 2 years anyway.
But I feel that given our community doesn't even feel majority, it should be changed. So it should be entirely focused on operators. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say.
No, of course, no. The majority
then
say I think because that's because people want more content. They always want more content. But I would say that 94%.
I'm thinking more. I'm thinking more that people don't care enough about the operators, which I think is perfectly valid because they're nothing.
No, they had two. They had two other options to say they didn't care about operators on this. They could have been like, well, if they don't do stuff on operators, I get more other content. I'll click no or don't care. So I think people do want operators. I think people do care about their operators. You know, you do customize them. You can get a bit of thing in there. They're not everyone's favorite, but people do like it and they want to see more from it. And it just hasn't been expanded on. Just more broken castles. Right. Last cards. Yeah.
Right. Last one. Do you know? Sorry. Did you? Do you use? I'm freaking trying to remember DYU.
Oh, Umbra, Shadow, and Paracesis on Sentience.
Yeah. Nice. 43 people responded. 30% said no. 69% said yes.
69.
Bow wow. So yeah, even though I know about this, I still don't use them.
I really know. I just find it easier.
Like maybe I'll get the Paracesis out, but like I don't like using Umbra. I tried the Shadow. The Shadow feels a bit weird. Maybe if I got like a rhythm for it, but the only one would be the Paracesis, and I'm not taking out my two-handed Nakama.
I don't know. Try this weapon once I get a rhythm for it. It's like
No. I have tried it.
No, I mean it's a general statement for weapons in this time and day.
Right.
Nothing against you.
Cool. So that's it for the cards. Moving on to the Patreon questions. So because I fucked up last week, 3 each.
Zergle, do you think modular landing crafts would be cool?
Yes.
Yes, but landing crafts don't do enough as it is. Moving on. Zergle, do you find you have more or less time while working from home? More, but at the same time,
but I spend it sleeping.
I spend it sleeping or not sleeping, or end up watching stupid YouTube videos. Like when you're working, you think, okay, I'm going to do these productive things, and then normally you go and do them. When you've got all the free time, you're like, oh, I could do like 3 times the amount of stuff that I normally do. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I've had this week off as holiday time. The amount of crap I haven't done is just astronomical.
Exactly. Zergle says, did you mean up to 3 questions? Because I can't think of a third question. Yes, I'm kidding.
Yes, I did mean. I put up for 3 questions.
Yeah. Danny Remedios, do you believe the Limbo nerf was uncalled for and was done poorly? I think I've explained that.
No and no. I think
was it uncalled
was
for?
No.
No, it was called for. I wanted this change. I think it's a good change. Yeah. Was it done poorly? Yes. The way it was done and why it was done, I think, was not the right way to go about doing it. In fact, I'd like to see more changes like this to Warframe powers in relation to sentience. Sentience was supposed to be the big boogeyman of the game. They were supposed to be like fear and intimidating. And look, we've only been fighting them one at a time, and 10,000 are going to descend on you. And they're here now in quite a large number, and it's just batting them away like flies, like everything else. Like I think even a level.
How much
15
ground have
sentience,
you done?
You still just bat them. Well, maybe because I leave it to Ral.
Yeah, no, Ral is making your life too easy because
Well, no, actually, I shoot them my optical.
Battleists are a pain in the ass.
Okay, but then you don't really need to, for this limbo nerf. Isn't really to do with ground, no, is it?
You still can take limbo to ground.
I know, but you need to kill the mobs to continue, so you don't really.
They fixed that with limbo.
No, I meant that you never needed to bother with limbo on ground. It was counterproductive almost. Because
you couldn't hurt the Chondrix. That was the reason why. No. Oh, and the error list, but they fixed the error list bug.
Oh, okay. But also, you didn't really want to stop the mobs because you want to kill them as soon as you see them. So it was counterproductive anyway. Anyway, moving on. Joshua Minnick, if you could add something to the combat of Warframe, what would it be centered on?
I don't know. I'd have to properly think about this. I can't come up with something on the spot. I would like to say stealth-based combat, but the rest of the game just doesn't support that. So I really don't know.
I would make, as I've said, for multiple things in the panel.
Aerial-based combat. Because you just get knocked out of the air with your arc wings.
If you could add something to combat Warframe, so you mean you'd make the air combat portion of open world areas more involved?
Or there, because it's just not there at the moment. You just get knocked out of the air. You're brought back to ground.
The feature is there, and there are things in the air that you could, in theory, attack, and there is your ability to fly. It's just, as you say, it's just a non-entity because you literally are poke with a pin out of the air like a balloon.
Yep.
I would add, as I've said in the past, my thing would be operators being able to phase into another level of the game where you have no way to use your Warframe powers in there at all. You have to rely on your operator, which means you have to level your operator, maybe gear your operator, and use your operator that then has effects which then follow down into the real world where your Warframes are doing stuff. So there is a completely, and you can still use your operators in the world as they are now, but you need to phase into this other existence or tier of the world and to do things that then affect back into the real world, like maybe opening up doorways, maybe activating defense pillars and energizing them to keep everyone in the real world safe, like pushing using expels void energy, but only if you power it up in that second tier of the world, because that way operators don't have to compete with Warframes. You can say operators, well, they still can because you can still use them in the real world, but then you're like but they're also for this part of the world, and that needs to go. Warframes are over there, but it doesn't completely shut out Warframes because that fight's still going on, and I think that'd be much more interesting because you can have people fighting in the void world and in the real world simultaneously. Much more interesting, and that's what it needs.
Do you think we need more than 4-player squads then?
I think it'd make good trial content.
Yeah,
with 8 players. But the thing is, it could work in both 4 and 8. But just the concept alone is what needs to be done for.
Cool.
So anyway, moving on. Tea or lemonade from Joshua Minnick. Lemonade. Sorry, we're not tea people. We both carry a shame for being British, but not being tea people.
I know how to make it. I just don't do it.
I know, but like daily, I know my shame.
I also enjoy iced tea.
That's not British.
Fuck off.
Shame.
I'll make you your cup of tea next time you're over.
Shame. Shame.
Moving on.
Joshua Minnick, how excited are you for your new computer equipment, which you now have?
It's freaking amazing. It actually turned up on the Saturday, the day after we recorded, and I can run Monster Hunter World at maximum settings at 60 FPS. It's glorious.
It is glorious. Danny Remedios says, if you could choose to expand on one game mode in Warframe, what would you choose? i.e. adding an interrogation mode to capture missions. I saw this in a podcast. Like, who was it who suggested this? Oh God, one of the guests of the podcast. And there's another Warframe podcast. It's amazing.
Yep.
I know it's done by, let's mention his name. It's Retalius, but still. And there was one of his guests and I've seen as I've just watched them all in one day. I can't remember what it was. They suggested this, and whoever it was, I like the idea. So just for Xeno's benefit, let's say to make it more involved. Let's say that when you capture the people at the end of the mission, you can just go auto interrogate and it goes and does whatever. Or you can go into like an interrogation mode and you can then interrogate the person to get additional rewards.
Please tell me it's not like LO Noir.
I don't know. They just said like just to make it more interesting and more depth that there would be this additional feature. And I think it could be cool if you expand on it. And let's say if you do well enough in the interrogation, I don't know how it's done or whatever. It's like a mini. It would be a mini game, maybe not like LO Noir. You may even like uncover an additional map node, like a vault mission or something, it'd be really cool.
That I would really like, right?
Yeah.
I'd like the mini game aspect of it. The problem I had with LA Noir was I just couldn't read these like constipated facial expressions.
Oh, it wouldn't be that depth. Yeah. Warframe never goes that deep. We're shallower, hopefully not too shallow. But I like the idea, and it's not my idea, but it's their idea. But I saw it in that podcast.
So that was capture. God, what? So expand upon an existing game mode.
Yeah.
Mobile defense. I think that's something that's been complete. Make it a mobile target. Make it you have to take the lunchbox somewhere else entirely. What was the old? Was it old spy missions where you had the lunchbox and the jellies?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could do something. You could expand mobile defense into that as well. So not only are you taking stuff, you're actually
I'd like to see mobile defense and hijack Arcwing missions and it's something I've always wanted, where an Arcwing mission where you're in a, let's say, rail.
Solar
rails? The solar rail crossover checkpoint or something where ships will keep coming in, and so ships have to pause here before moving on to the next one. So you've set up this thing which will trap ships as they try and go through it, and it's capital ships, and you have to attack and damage capital ships before they escape. And then if they escape, even if they escape or not, you can. It's like a continuous game mode because Arcwing needs these, and it doesn't have them. With bigger ships coming in, going, and maybe you don't have to blow them up, but you're there to damage them or break into a cargo hold or something, and then they will go out after a certain time limit. So it's on the clock, it's time limit, it's endless, and you keep more ships coming in, and maybe like 2 ships come in or bigger ships, and then ships come in with more escorts. That's how it would accelerate. That's what I want. Yep. Moving on, Danny Remedios, what's your favorite flavor of cake?
Carrot.
Jam.
It's not a cake.
Yeah, it is.
It's just from a jar.
No. Jam. No, what's it called? There is a name of a British cake that's jam. I can't remember what it is. I'll find it out for next time.
You don't mean trifle, do you?
No. There's a name for it. I'll get it for you next time. It's very British. Nick Evans, on Xeno's current ongoing unnamed show where he provides a podcast-style talk with his guests about games while his guest plays and streams the game. Because you can't. They do the game because you can't.
Yeah. No, well, they're not streaming. It's not live.
Yeah. But are there any plans to take a look at the new Final Fantasy VII remake?
I could totally do that if someone had a way of capturing it on the PS4. I don't have a PS4 or anything like that. I'd be totally down for that. I'll see if I can find someone.
I heard how that ends, and I'm not spoiling it for people.
I already know.
It annoys me.
Why?
I think it's just. We'll talk afterwards.
Okay, fair.
Nick Evans, with Xeno working from home and unable to keep track of days, what are his plans for his other on-hold shows that require in-game actors and dedicated time to record footage? Yes, Xeno. What about those shows in which there is footage and actors and scripts and things?
I didn't really appreciate how long it would take me to get my computer set back up. It's taken me like the majority of this week. No, genuinely, it has.
No, I appreciate that. No, so for everyone's benefit, who knows, Xeno didn't plan to do like if you kept your hard drives and all your data, he cut it. Well, but
it's the software getting all that fucking
everything. Yeah. But you could have made a list, maybe. But I assume you keep. This is what happened with me. It's like, I've forgotten that. I've forgotten that. Wait, I'll open that. Oh, it's not installed. I better install that. And he hasn't got the best internet to do that kind of thing on the fly now. So it's just taking the thing. But he'll get back to it. But is there any chance getting anything new?
Yeah, I'll start on it.
Maybe with 3-letter acronyms.
Everything has a 3-letter acronym. Every team has a 3-letter acronym. You know this.
I know. Maybe one of them. Last one, Nick Evans. Does anyone ever expect the Spanish Inquisition?
No.
no one ever expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Moving on. Community response.
Oh, not many responses, but I do like to hear from people. So quickly, Anarchy Gaming, closest thing. So last week there was something about Steve. You said something, Steve, making a comment along the lines of lore dump or something.
Yeah, this was...
Anarchy Gaming says the closest thing may count is Steve saying we want this to be an actual war on a dev stream. And I took some time to try and find a clip of source, but I don't seem to.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's sad to say. Zerugal apparently said last week had video and audio issues for about 10 seconds where it just cut out. You got any idea why? I did find it. It did just pause. It just pauses the video and then the audio and then it all comes back. And I'm like, okay.
Don't know. That shouldn't happen again.
If anyone sees it, please let us know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a completely new setup now.
Lewis Palanco says, people complain so much about the orb fights. DE just abandoned Orb Valis. They also abandoned the planes as well. I feel the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, the part of the problem with DE is actually maybe it's the player base. I don't know, but I think they find if they do not do huge updates, there isn't a big resurge in traffic. And I mean, even now there hasn't been a big update to, Warframe with the new event, and yet I'm pretty sure the number of players and things has again trickled off really quickly. I'm not entirely sure. What was you sent me that graph the other day?
I did, didn't I? Let me scroll.
I remember the numbers being really close to Destiny 2.
Oh, Destiny 2, yeah. So
Warframe
at 6th of April, Destiny 2 had a spike. Warframe's had a bit of a spike around, what is that? About the 14th of, 6th of April? Where are I at? No, Warframe, they're between 50 and 100k, both of them. 6th of April, start of this month. Warframe's had a bit of a surge in the last 7-8 days, and now it seems to be going down again.
Oh, I do 1 month. I mean, yeah, okay, so it's just not really peaking. Oh, actually, no, it has. Across the last 3 months, it has gone up.
Hang on, let me just get the Steam numbers.
Well, I've got it now.
Let me just check something, actually. Have you got it?
How did you know? One of the great things about the new setup is I can easily do this shit now and not have to worry about things breaking.
Oh no, yeah, it's because it was on all. So the last concurrent peak, March 2019, was a big peak, and then since March 2019, 904. Oh, almost. Oh, it's the last big peak was July 2019. We haven't quite reached that. So something actually has done well for numbers in April, actually.
Yeah, but it's not. Sorry, I thought it was worse than it actually was. My bad.
Yeah, it doesn't actually seem that bad. It looks like people gave it a go, and it's just
there,
slowly going back down again. It's not even nosediving, actually. It's just kind of meh.
Yeah, but what were we talking about?
God, March was low.
What were we talking about?
People complained so much about Orb Fights. DE just abandoned Bill Valis.
I don't know, because I really felt that the Executor was just so... No, Executor?
Profit Taker.
No, the Executor, the second one. Exploiter. Knew I'd get it right at some point. I always say Executor. I felt that the Exploiter was so damn good and so well received. Like, honestly, I think they could have easily done the third orb fight. But I really feel
this is something that they don't do. Why don't they go back and fix Profit Taker to make it more interesting?
Because there's not enough resurgence of traffic. That's what I was getting to. Good job, Loz. But I really feel that they need to go back. They need to add on to ESO. They need to add on to arbitrations. They need to add on to... They can go back to the planes now. They can easily go and do... Oh, look, here's the Uno Tower.
But they did technically at one point, they did go back to the planes. They did a graphical update. And it's like, no, they need to make serious commitments to going back to content. And
to be honest, I just feel... I feel graphical updates, thumbs up. But unless you're going to add additional stuff. Like, oh look, you can, we're taking away the time doodhas. I can't remember what they were called. And now we just have, you remember the incursions? Were they called? We did them in 24-hour planes and they broke.
And they bugged, yeah, incursions, yeah.
Yeah, so they took away the incursions and they've now got the ability to do bounties again out in the planes. So you don't have to go back to Konzu's lunch. They've done some minor stuff, but they need to add in new bounties, right? Harder bounties. Maybe bounties about the infested. Maybe bounties about the corpus. But, it's still the same stuff. Yeah. It's just prettier. That's not enough to keep people's attention.
Like this Plague Star, and people are always excited when Plague Star comes back. Why isn't there more of other events going on the planes? Why isn't there a Plague Star really for Orbalis? You could say the Thermium Fractures, but come on, they just give you... I didn't know this. Do you know if people do the Thermium Fractures, you get like bonus rewards? I didn't know. The game just about doing this. You get like double credits. I mean, I didn't see if people have completed the bar, but it was at 75%, I think, and it said double credit rewards on Orbalis. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Could the game do a better job of... Yeah, the index, yeah. But it's still nice. It's something. Yeah. But the game still points out when I look at the Thermium Fractures UI, it's like, oh, by the way, you've got an Optical Vandal. I'm like, yes, thank you. But a new line gets added saying double credits on Plat. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe do a better job of showing that. Maybe stop telling me I've already had the Optical Vandal. I finished this event.
Yeah.
It's just another thing they're not going to finish. But yeah, I think it did. They need to go. They did just abandon Orbalis. I think they abandoned it. Come on, K-Drives needed competitions.
Yeah.
Leagues. But PvP Clay Drive racing. It's been fun, been interesting. No,
I also feel that the K Drive racing, it shouldn't have been...
K Drive is our problem. It means it's our fault.
Yeah. It's our burden to bear. Much like the tea thing. But the problem... Yeah, tea. Lemonade.
Oh, tea.
Yeah.
Yes.
But true. I really feel that the implementation of the K Drive races should have been you talk to them what's the name? Fortuna. You talk to the vent kids, and then you go start the K Drive race. Just do loading screen there. You don't need to go out into the wilderness to find the race.
Yeah, or there should have been a vent kid or a vent with a vent kid sitting in it just outside the door.
I mean, it's like, and then should you just imagine GTA? You're driving around the environment for absolutely ages. Oh, look, there's a race over there. I'll go do that.
Maybe, I mean, I think that's kind of interesting as well, but it should have also had a more clear thing with you could just start a race or a thing from the... They could have like secret races throughout the map, but then have the clear, this is the racing thing from right after you come out the gate. There should be an event with the event kid there. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Let's move on because that's just sport one. So we're talking about players. It's interesting. We've got Damrod and Yokai1235 have two ideas. This Damrod says, I wonder if that would fall under a catch-22 situation. The player base is casual, so the devs develop for casual player base. However, that same player base might also want difficult content, but can't get it, because the devs are developing for casual play, since the player base have adopted a more casual play style, thanks to that, and it's an endless one. Yokai1235 says, I think it's the opposite. The loudest ones are casuals, and as casualite all player base. It has casual all player base, and the games suffer because the loudest mouth is the one that gets fed.
I think it's the statistics that drives this. I feel that they will say, okay, here's the challenging content. How many people are doing it? No one's doing it. Make it easier.
Right. Getting people and player attention and getting people to come back, get those spikes on numbers is what they're hunting for.
I think that's the only way to quantify it. Listening to people's voices are great, but it's the vocal minority that speaks for the majority. And if the majority...
You're with Yokai1235's view on this.
Yeah, so I think statistics basically dictate
cool.
how...
And lastly, Wallflower said, isn't Deviri going to happen after a Corpus fight? We don't know what's going to start Deviri, but we do know... but I think what they mean is the next piece of content coming is going to be Corpus related, and that is, I think, a Nightwave and plot for the Corpus. So I don't know...
No, it's not the Nightwave.
Is that not the Nightwave?
No, the Nightwave is after that.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Nightwave's still Corpus based, though, isn't it?
It's thing is called Glassmaker. I know the Nightwave
Yeah.
event's called Glassmaker, but it's not like it's Glassed Gambit or anything like that.
Oh, I thought that, and that's not going to be the Corpus Founder thing.
No, that's another quote unquote event, but I think that is going to be on par with the Jupiter rework. It's not going to be like a proper event. It's like, and here it is, and they'll put like secret lore elements in it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. The wiki, just a summary, says that as well as new challenges involving Kuvaliches and that's just for the challenges on it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, well,
Do
okay,
you remember what? Do you know what the thing's called? The Corpus Resurrection Easter thing?
No.
No, I can't never remember what it's called.
See, I thought Glass Longboy.
No.
Oh no, that's Quiet Shadow making weird things. I thought, it's a list of things. Maybe it's that. No, I thought Glassmaker was it because I thought Glass Corpus Maker thing. But no, okay, well, anyway, let's move on. So that's it for those responses. Let's move on to the topic this week. Bam.
Topic for this week is Profit Taker is still hands down the worst fight in this game.
Ooh,
okay.
Controversial.
Most of us did our time in Profit Taker hell. Then cut and run once Exploiter outclassed it both in gameplay and rewards. But since it's far and above the one of the most profitable credit resources in a double credit weekend, combined with a decent Solaris United standing, some of us are returning to the orb fights. There will always be new players progressing through there, and this fight serves as a terrible, off-putting roadblock to in the Fortuna journey. Too much damage from ads. This design locks out all but 3 to 4 frames from reasonably participating, and even then requires flawless endgame builds. This is before the beacons that bring in large orbs. What? I don't understand this.
This is so the amount of ads it produces is crazy, causing you to be frames. That's ignoring the fact that you can also get the larger orbs turning up alongside all the other mobs that you're dealing with.
Oh, we're not talking about the orb mothers. Got it right.
No, it means the big fat,
the spiders,
brown orb with the big gunky head.
Yeah. Crowd control immunity limits the number of frames that can contribute. Let ground troops in the Valis be the next step towards justice for CC. Arc gun deployments and reliance. Random explosion equals lose time.
Timer.
Lose timer.
I'll check that on the actual.
Has this been paraphrased too much?
Yeah, they're a lot. It's a lot. The first one seems about pretty straightforward. Crowd control immunity. Arc gun deployment reliance isn't expanded anymore. Crowd control with CC immunity. Arc guns are meant to create a burst when deployed, knocking back enemies and give you a window of safety during tedious animation. Since both the enemies fight ignore this, you either have to run 100 meters outside the fight to be very high in health region, or simply die every time you bring out the mandatory weapon. Oh, because it does the
yeah.
Shoehorning in an arcane for armor during this as a band-aid is not exact solution, especially for enough no-time values. Arbitrary haha, you lose timer. Yet another ridiculous limiter on which frames can anticipate. Provided you can outlast the orb and its hordes of insane damage, the final course of the fight is met by a DPS gate.
Okay, cool.
Chew through the orb shield's legs and the remainder of 1/4 its health in 5 minutes, or you fail, just cause. Yeah, that may be reasonable in full squads. Yeah, that may be reasonable with Chroma or disgusting God Time Arcane Riven. No, that's not balanced for the other 99% of the cast. There's no reason for this limit to exist except to punish players, people who slog out for a long fight.
Compounding with the overwhelming number of enemies is the fact that you rely on finding the 1 in 100 crewman that spawns with a Fluctus so you can get a cooldown reset with your arc gun. The shield attenuation Oh, yeah, I remember. The shield attenuation showing on the orb is difficult and means everyone has to stay in direct line of fire instead of tactical positions. This should be a HUD element. Magnetic procs are overkill.
I appreciate all the work Tobiah did on some of these ones, but I do feel this one, he missed the thing on this. Can I just explain the last one a little bit more? Display the shield's vulnerability in the HUD, not on the orb. Lore-wise, it makes 0 sense for a walking Death Star to have been built with a holographic display to tell people fighting it what it's currently weak against. Sorry, I had to have that line.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Magnetic procs are overkill as they are at present. Status and knockdown immunity. If a frame has a 16 drain mod or an ability just to stop being knocked down, it's already bad enough that they stagger every time anyway. The stupid enormous wall should not be able to pinball them around on the Valis. They should do damage and pass right through. Maybe a stagger, not the rubbish they currently do. Right, okay.
Now, okay. This reminded me of all the different bits in the Prophet Taker fight. And I really think that what DE were planning is they were like, okay, we've done the bad. People are always asking us endgame, 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 endgame. Let's give them our go at an endgame fight. And they threw everything at this fight. Prophet Taker does just have this kind of crazy endgame thing to it. You're bringing in weapons you've never used before because they're the only thing that'll hurt it. You know, use all these different elements. You've got to kill mobs. You're on the clock. See, on the clock, I like that, but it's like, and it feels weird in this fight. You're on the clock to do this, and it's like, and then it's got, you know, crazy pushbacks. It just throws you away. It's like they literally pulled out all the stops, but then they gutted it because it's not really an end game or an, like, maybe if they took the version they've made, let's call that the heroic version of the fight, and put it to a side gate, so it's a side part that you can unlock and then you can do, but it's got its own goal or whatever, and then make a normal version of the fight for the people who just want to finish it, get the base rewards, and move on. It's just so like I was saying earlier with the if DE were to do a thing, they should do just that one thing. I feel this was meant to be, seeing as this wasn't even the first orb fight, but
no, it is the first orb fight. This is the first orb fight.
Sorry, this isn't the last orb fight. This is the first orb fight. This is the first orb fight. They really just pulled out. Yeah, went to town. And in some ways, that should have been good, but but then they slotted it, because then they slotted in the normal progression instead of going, well, this maybe was a bit too much. You know, if it was, I think also it would have helped if it was just you just went and did the fight. Look at the next orb where you just directly go and do that orb, because this one was locked behind the whole weird bounty story thing, because they needed that as well for some reason, because they needed to put the frame, needed to go in there for rep on this separate vendor, and that needed to explain, so it all just went together. It does feel so clunky to have this fight and do that. If it was, do you see what I mean about let's take it out, make it a heroic version to the side, and put a normal version of the fight in?
I'm trying to think of the things that I would change in this. So one of the things I've never liked is the fact that you can only get, so the arc guns are on that ridiculous 5-minute timer. Never liked that.
God, yeah, because of this fight.
No, just in general, I just don't like it.
No, but they were done. They did that because of this fight. Because everything. See again, it's like one of these things. Anytime they make a patch and they just have to clamp everything together, and thus each key component is broken because it's having to work together in that thing. And now years later, they're gonna have to slowly pick it apart.
So
from the hole they made.
So the first change I would make, right, is the 5-minute timer is only on the heroic version of the fight.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, globally, it is, you know, no timer. Maybe a 30-second timer, maybe a 10-second timer. I don't really care.
Isn't it if you don't make the timer, you just flat out lose the fight?
No. I'm talking about the 5-minute wait.
Oh, I know. The 5-minute. Oh, the wait on the art guns. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
So, well, I would just make art guns an equipment choice, as in you equip it. It takes the 2 slots as they originally intended.
Oh yeah. But I don't think. I think that's too much of a thing we would like. rather
No,
than
but because you've made it, this is the heroic version of the fight, right? Because we're gonna have two versions of the fight. We have the heroic side grade side fight, right? You can make it that arc guns are required. You need to bring out an arc gun for the heroic version to damage it.
Yeah.
You don't, so you only need one player with the arc gun or two players if you want. In that fight, 'cause you still need to do other things. Or you could bring everyone with arc guns if you want to make it a bit easier. But but the basic version doesn't need arc guns. That way, we don't have to have the stupid arc gun deployable. Everyone needs to be able to bring an arc gun for the normal mission because that's the only way to hurt it. That's the only reason it's on gear, by the way. That clearly is the only reason they put it on a gear slot, because they went, oh, but this fight, everyone needs an arc gun. Right, how do we let everyone bring arc guns? We don't want everyone taking away their
having to do it. Right.
So we have to put it on a gear slot.
So the next thing I would do is this would be on everything. The whole the boss health at the top of the HUD, right? And I'd put the weaknesses again at the top of the HUD, right? Yeah. For the normal version of the boss fight, I would make it weak to multiple things at the same time. Yeah,
I'd say 2 at a time. Yeah.
No, I'd say 3, because there's a huge array of. So you could have IPS.
Yeah.
Right. Then magnetic blast, radiation, gas, fire, cold, toxic.
10.
There's another one.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Electric.
7, 8, 9, 10. 10 elemental damages. Combinations.
Yeah, plus IPS.
13.
Yeah.
Plus void, maybe 14 if you really wanted to be there.
Well, no.
Okay, void
is not a thing right now.
I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3 on this.
And it can be 3 random. It doesn't necessarily have to be a pattern. Right?
Yeah, it can be 3 random. I would say the kickback wall, should just be as I've said here, a stagger on the basic version, or a damage
I
thing.
was gonna say make it so that it had holes in it, so it wasn't all.
Oh yeah, put some holes in as well. But I don't. It does push you far too far. Just flings you away.
Because I also want to make sure that people are aware of this is what it is now, right? So you can easily make the transition from this is the introduction, this is the hard.
Yeah, but a stagger is still quite annoying. It does. You are like, right, I need to ignore. I shouldn't be getting hit by this because it's staggering.
To be honest, I would
like just a knockdown without the push.
Sure. The big thing I really want is for those shields to change, where maybe it's like different colors, maybe like blue and purple or something. One of the shields flings you, the other one disables your weapons for a short time.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I would also like to add like a spot on it that if you shoot it, it flickers the shield or something.
Oh yeah, you have to use your void powers to change the actual thing. That was how you did it. That was dumb. But
so dumb.
It was dumb.
It's too much for one fight. Far too much. Oh, we need to make kids have a use. Oh, we need to make arc guns have a use. And then also, so the other thing is just basically reduce the amount of enemies. You don't need to just remove more, just reduce the amount of enemies. There's too many.
Would you get rid of those harpoons?
No, I like that. Maybe just how many harpoons? Is it 3 appear?
No, I think it's 4 appear. So maybe reduce it to 1 or 2.
1 or 2. Yeah, 1 or 2. That's what you do. And I really think that if as far as I know, I've not played them too many. I think Princess Destiny, as an example, is better at boss fights and able to give you these interesting boss fights. They are not as good, and that's why I think they need to appreciate that and go, right, how are we going to get people to do this? And let's have multiple versions of the same event. And that way, you're literally making additional content for copying and pasting and then taking away mechanics. It just gives people more things to do. And then you can go, and then you have an excuse for when, that's too hard. It's like, but that's what it's meant to be. It's the harder version.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember anyone complaining too much about Trials of Retribution, the harder one. As in people saying it's too hard.
I don't think. Yeah, no, you're right. I don't think there were any mechanics changes. It was just higher levels.
I think there was additional stuff.
Was there?
Yeah, I think the grass sector. There was in the middle bit with the reactor. I think there was more stuff going on, wasn't there?
Maybe there.
Something with drones.
Drones do ring a bell. Like drones with a spawn as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
that did
when
take
the
us.
nullifier drones as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds right.
So, but yeah, again, like that's the sort of stuff I would like to see. I would like to see. I don't know. I'm getting more and more in line of like I would like to see a return of raid-based content. I remember talking recently with people on Discord, and they were saying like, the raids in WoW don't remember and things like this. Like, no, you can in WoW. You would stop. You do like a 2-3 session of Molten Core, you would stop and then you'd come back the next day or whatever. You'd spend a couple of days. Loz is the one that knows all this stuff. I don't fucking know shit. Huh?
Like we didn't know how the game worked, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's quite classic as an experience. People know how the game worked too much and I start playing it. But yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, it checkpoints basically what you're asking for. And apparently the Destiny raids have that as well, or Destiny whatever. They have checkpoints. I think you can just stop and come back.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
no reason to do it.
I would also make them personal. The checkpoints personal, so you don't have to have the same squad of 8 people.
That's how WoW works it. It's
Yeah.
a lockout. You get locked to that instance of the raid, and let's say you've killed 4 out of 8 bosses, and then you go and join someone else's raid who maybe they've killed 4 bosses, maybe 5 bosses, and you miss a boss. Yeah, but you can't redo the first 4 bosses that week, but you can still join other people's raids who have done more or the same amount as you. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I would say is I think
No, wait, you get locked out.
Hmm?
No, you do get locked in WoW, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you can't join. No, you can't join other people's in WoW. What am I talking about? But still, yeah, it'd been cool. Yeah.
The other side I would say is I think there was a daily lockout in Warframe. I would have a daily for regular trials, but like the really difficult one, I'd put like a weekly lockout on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the thing by having checkpoints is that if there's a crash, you can continue from that point.
Yeah.
It was crazy that it was basically 3 missions. I think that's how it worked. It was 3 missions sort of half bolted together, and you kind of finished and went back into a mission. And if you crashed, it's like, right, it's back to start. You're like, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, what am I talking about with the lockouts? No, you do get stuck. Yeah, don't ring on me. Anyway. So back to this. Should we have a quick look at some of the replies?
Yeah, do it.
If you don't have, I mean, because I feel like it because we're shortened on time as well on this, but I could sit here and just ramble on about this Prophet Taker fight because I like it in so many ways. Fighting a giant monster, it really is one of the coolest, visually cool in Warframe. But executed, it's just like no.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you don't have the right gear, it can be awful. But now I have to say I find it the most enjoyable because it has no fear to punish you. So yes, it does have that sense of challenge, and people like that. But let's make it a heroic version.
Yeah.
Next one. Ironically, it's one of my favorite fights in the game, and up there as my favorite Warframe activity to do. Yeah, it's hard, but that's why it's enjoyable in my opinion. Yes, I get stomped if I don't use optimized builds, but that's actually nice. It was awesome taking forever the first time I killed Prophet Taker to now killing him in less than 5 minutes solo because I worked on my setup and practiced the fight. Yeah, that's really cool.
That's fair enough, but I think you need to make the learning curve a little shallower.
I would like to know, as a percentage, how many people have killed Prophet Taker out of the Warframe player base, and how many people have been able to kill him solo.
Sure. So
it's kind of interesting facts.
So what are we doing? Well, work it out after this. Yeah, keep going.
No, I meant DE's stats.
Oh, right.
Not ours. I meant from DE's end because we just get our noble player base, but of listeners. But I meant DE's end.
Yeah, keep going.
I can only tolerate that fight as a Nyros with some form of knockdown reduction. Yeah. See, that's the thing. You do have options at least. You can mod into it, and it's like I have no problem with people modding or arcaning into it.
One thing that pisses me off is Hallowed Ground on Oberon does not apply to the knockdown reduction. You still get ping-ponged around, and it's just like, come on!
Yeah, I think that's going to be the next. Crowd control immunity is honestly what gets me for so much of this game. Look at Scarlet Spear, where Limbo is a must-take frame. Why? There are plenty of CC frames. Oh, wait, it's because Limbo is the only CC frame that can actually CC half the enemies in the game. He's not overpowered. He's just literally the only one allowed to do his job. Yeah, like you're saying with Oberon. It's like, this should make me immune to knockdown. Look as I stand valiantly again.
Yeah, I mean, like, if if Oberon can be immune to knockdowns from scorpions, right, or getting engineers, corpus engineers slamming the ground, or heavy gunners slamming the ground, whoever slams the ground, like if he can be immune to that while standing on hallowed ground, why can't he be immune to the shield? Pisses me off.
Prophet Taker is the first endgame boss Warframe actually has. She'll require cooperation, proper modding, and game mechanic knowledge if you want to have a good time, which is exactly what a good raid boss needs to require. That's very true. However,
you need an easy mode.
However, yes, just because there is a mythic level to Yogg-Saron in not Yogg-Saron, what are we on? What's the new thing?
N'Zoth?
Just because there is a mythic level for N'Zoth does not mean everyone should be expected to do mythic level N'Zoth. Because not everyone will get a chance. They'll be able to achieve mythic levels N'Zoth. But most people can't even do Raid Finder N'Zoth.
No one even knows what N'Zoth is.
No one even knows what N'Zoth is. Yeah, it's the endgame boss of current WoW, or the current end of the expansion boss. It's really hard. There is 4 versions of that fight, so that people can be able to do it at their own or not at all, because they need to know. Who cares? And that's the same thing here. They're making a good point. Yeah, it's a good fight. You need to work and everything, but this is what happens. I know we compare things to WoW, but it's a good example. Long-standing game. The original WoW Classic. Not many people got to finish some of those bosses, so most people didn't even see that content. That's low eyeballs on return of content there.
Yeah.
Why not let more people access the content at some level? Maybe an easier setting, they at least get to see it. Then you put in a harder setting, which has more difficulty, more challenge, and maybe even a special reward or optional extra stage for those harder players that gives them a sense of, do we get that? No. Right, what's the last one? No, there's 2 more, sorry. I would be A-OK with the number of enemies. More than 1/3 of them are actually affected by any sort of CC. As it stands, just build your Warframe to not die and ignore them. That's just sad.
I don't even know which enemies aren't affected by CC.
Yeah. There is a simple answer I've found to make the difference between an easy Prophet Taker and a difficult one. Destroy the beacons. Not in a minute after I shoot the orb a couple of times, but immediately. That they don't escalate enemy spawns. Very good strategy on Orb Vallis in general. Yeah, keep your...
Oh, you're talking about the tridents that get thrown in the ground?
Yeah, the alert spears that
okay.
alarm up things. So basically keep your alert level low, and then you have less enemies to fight, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I think we've... I think this would be great to come back to a topic 2 in a bit. We've got more time, but I'm aware the time we've got is limited. So I would say I would love to see this fight having a look in, and I think it is, in its current implementation, a bit limited.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Let's move on to memes.
Right.
Do it.
So
do it.
Do I need to give you links? No, I don't.
No, do it.
Hang on. Let me get the first one up. I'll do it. Here we go for you. So we've got meme frame review.
Okay.
So
first one.
Are you happy now?
Yeah.
GG. Let's turn this fan off. Scarlet Spear launches. Arcane says, I'm never going to financially recover from this. I think that's Tiger King as well, by the way.
I've not seen it. I've heard people go absolutely nuts about it. I don't know why. I mean,
apparently it's amazing. Just like, it's absolutely crazy. Like, a person will just get his arm eaten off by a tiger, like in the middle of this. They just keep rolling, and then like 10 minutes later, they want to go back to work. It's like, wait, what's going on here?
Okay. So, maybe I'll watch it. I don't know. Next,
if you've got Netflix, go for it. I would. Meme number 2. Are you sure about that? The Grineer Commander. We have you 4-1. Me as Mesa. I like those arts. This is Mandalorian, isn't it? And there's several stormtroopers, and that's the same sort of situation.
So tempted to watch that again. Yep.
Cries in Mastery Rank 7. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary, and a Tenno their mastery rank.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get that one so much.
Because newbies with low mastery rank.
Okay.
It's like looking down on them because you're there with your mastery rank 29 Chadness, and they're down there with their Virgin mastery rank 7 meanness.
Okay.
Number 4. Still think that old lockers were better. There's something about this, about dolphins have returned to Italy, so other things should make a comeback. I saw an Excalibur Prime 1, which I wasn't going to use. This one, though. Dolphins have returned to Italy. Meanwhile, in the Corpus ships, and it's like the old lockers have returned. So I just want to do a salute to the old lockers. I miss you greatly. I miss the old lockers.
Okay.
Very sad. Moving on, meme number 5. Clem is stronger than some Warframes. Prime Warframes on a survival mission. Clem managing to keep up.
Yeah. I mean, I do like the fact that the Spectres do level up with the enemies.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, cool, my Spectre's not trash.
I think it's Clem, of all things. And finally, last meme of the week.
Number
Big
6.
Shooty. Dear Lord, the hell are you hunting with that thing? God.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Insane.
That is just ridiculous. And yes, you could hunt God with that gun and a good ribbon, couldn't you? Right,
Cool.
Moving on. That's it for the memes of the week. Let us have the shout-outs of the week.
Right, cool. So our first shout out is this lovely Kubo design by Ked.
80s.
Had quite a number of this
The
Ked
80s
stuff.
or 90s?
I'd say 90s.
Yeah,
early 90s
sunglasses
design.
on the pet. Feels very 90s film.
Number 2 is Weaponized Meme. Warframeized Meme by Lust Huntress. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Really like that one.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Valkyr by Wasashimi. There we go.
Sashimi.
Wasashimi.
Very nice.
Yep.
The cherry blossoms.
Then number 4 is Tiny Best Frame by Dame.
Oh, actually, that doesn't say tiny. I think they made a mistake.
What did it say?
Oh, it says Titty Best Frame. I assume it's Titania, but shortened to Titty.
Oh,
it's very amusing in England. It's titties. Yeah.
Clearly, I was reading something less inappropriate. Then number 5 is
I love titty people.
The Deadly Bloom by Veldemoth.
Commissioned. A faraway siren enjoyed every moment of the process. Hope you'll like it as much as I do. Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
The only thing is, the nothing against it because it's a lovely piece of artwork here, but the coloration on the might be my monitor or something of the light on the left side of the face makes it look like a hand. Just
shit! I never saw that until now, and now I can't unsee it.
Can't unsee it. I know.
God damn it.
With one massively long finger as well. I can't unsee. Like it's a beautiful image,
and
I just can't unsee that now.
Thanks for ruining that.
I know.
Right, and then the last but not least is Cowboy Rumba by Jorial Ming.
Commission ready at Crichton. Thanks for support. Cowboy Rumba takes off into the horizon. Wait, did that rumor just mug Mesa and steal the Peacemakers and hat or something?
Yep.
Or is Mesa sleeping? Oh, Mesa's sleeping.
Mesa is sleeping.
Right.
And I think on Evara Prime's legs or knees, and the Rumba has stolen her Peacemakers and hat. And I love the fact that the Peacemakers are taped on.
Oh.
So yeah, really
very
nice. One. Yeah.
Nice. Very, very nice.
Right. So that's it for the community shoutouts. Loz, hit me up.
The Grineer who wore this came around the time of my grandfather's grandfather. Eventually we drove them out. Then the Night Watch came. But they do not come here anymore. In my own time, the Tusk Corp. They have been like all the others. They take without asking, but I think you are right. I think they will keep coming. When I think of that, I look at this Krakata. I don't know if we are ready for these people. Our village is all that we have, and we will fight to keep it.
Do you know if I've seen this?
I don't know. It's a 1990 film.
1990. If you gave me the original, would I get it straight away?
It would help you get the setting. Yeah, maybe a bit. I don't know if you would. Do you want the original?
Yeah, give me the original.
The white men who wore this came around the time of my grandfather's grandfather. Eventually, we drove them out. Then the Mexicans came, but they did not come here anymore. In my own time, the Texans. They have been like all the others. They take without asking, but I think you are right. I think they will keep coming. When I think of that, I look at this helmet. I don't know if you're ready for these people. Our country is all that we have, and we will fight to keep it.
Shit, I do recognize this. What is it?
Dances with Wolves.
Oh! Yeah, I have seen it. It was like freaking. I wouldn't have gotten it. There's no way I thought I would have gotten it. No, that's like, yeah, your
It's Ostrons in the Grenier.
yeah, your tennified quote. Very good. Very, very good. I definitely like that.
Yes.
Cool. Right. Well, that's it for this week's episode. I'll be just ending it in but a moment because I haven't actually got the end slate ready.
It's very useful to have your end slate ready.
Well, no, I mean it was either that or don't spend any time on the face rig and just pretend that I actually spent time on the face rig. So I thought maybe I should just spend time on the face rig. Say goodbye, Loz.
Bye, Loz. Bye-bye.